Watch the agility. Watch the power.
Michelle Cicely Tyson. He's a homo.
In boxing, confidence is necessary, but arrogance comes with a short shelf life, and no one enforced that expiration date like Mike Tyson. From Olympic medalists to street legends, these are the men who talk too much and paid for it when the bell rang. We start with the man who tried to wrap Mike Tyson in a cocoon of horror.
I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass.
In 1995, Tyson was returning from a 3-year hiatus. Peter McNeely saw a rusty legend and bet the house on himself. But as the bell rang, the Hurricane ran straight into a brick wall.
And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely, seconds into the first round.
He got back up, but he was no longer fighting Tyson. He was just trying to survive the storm.
Stop that nonsense because it was starting to butt heads. Oh. Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut, down goes McNeely again.
McNeely's night ended in 89 seconds. But for the next man on our list, Mike didn't want a quick finish. He wanted a slow execution. Tyrell Biggs was an undefeated fighter and an Olympic gold medalist who made a fatal mistake.
You know, I owe it to myself to go out there and beat Michael Tyson like I am his dad. He's made for me. Tyson.
Biggs entered their 1987 fight with a clear plan. Use his height, control distance, and rely on the jab. For a round, it almost worked.
Leverage. See, a good snapping jab is very effective. Whether or not Biggs can keep this up is yet to be seen.
But by the third, Tyson found his range.
And there's a huge left hand. Another left hook.
Start throw some uppercuts.
He took a big left hand there.
By the 7th round, the superior athlete was completely broken.
Oh, that
was a tremendous left hand.
Biggs showed hard and crawled back to his feet, but he didn't realize that Tyson wasn't done punishing him.
Legs at all. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over. It's all over.
Mike Tyson!
What broke him down? Was it just
constantly body punches? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there, making woman gestures like,
In 1996, Frank Bruno was a national hero in the UK, built like a Greek god, and convinced he finally had the strength to overpower Tyson.
I see myself knocking out Mike Tyson, spectacularly knocking him out. No way he's going to beat me. No way.
He walked to the ring with the weight of an empire on his shoulders. It took only 3 rounds for that weight to crush him.
Nice effort. And anytime, oh, here comes Tyson.
I guarantee you.
Oh, a left hook.
A brutal 6-punch combination in the 3rd round turned the British tank into a stationary target.
Cut by Tyson. Tyson laying it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno into the ropes.
Ending Bruno's career and his championship dreams. Andrew Golota was the 4-pole, famous for dirty tactics and low blows.
Low blows, and down goes Bo again.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what he's calling the fight over.
He entered the ring in 2000 looking to bully Tyson.
Composure under pressure. Here we go.
Tyson dropped Golota in the 1st. Before the 3rd round could even begin, the tough guy did the unthinkable.
It's over. He's done it again. Golota quits. Look at this drama. Al Sherlo says, I can't believe you're doing this.
He quit on his stool and fled the ring under a shower of popcorn and trash from the disgusted crowd. Carl "The Truth" Williams held on to a single boast. He had beaten a 17-year-old Mike Tyson in a sparring session years prior.
And the very next day, I came in the gym with a different attitude towards him. I went into the ring and I busted him up.
He entered the 1989 title fight convinced that the kid hadn't changed. He was wrong. Tyson didn't just win, he erased the memory of that sparring session in exactly 93 seconds. Jose Ribalta and his camp believed the Cuban giant was simply too big for Tyson to handle.
There's a man that could beat Mike Tyson, is Jose Ribalta. It's going to be a lot of people surprised down in Miami when he knocks him out.
Ribalta was brave. He took some of the hardest shots of Tyson's career and stayed standing. In the second round, Tyson finally broke through.
Counter right hand by Mike Tyson is inviting. And there was an uppercut. What a shot.
Round after punishing round, Tyson stayed close, breaking the giant down.
Another big left hand.
Still, the giant stood his ground. It wasn't until the 10th and final round that the end finally arrived.
Oh, what a shot! And Ribalta's down.
You want to continue? Yeah, okay.
Oh. So do you want to continue? He said, yeah, hell yeah. That's a fighter.
With Ribalta trapped on the ropes under a final barrage, the referee had no choice but to stop the fight. Mitch Green was a Harlem gang leader who treated the pre-fight press conference like a street confrontation. He insulted Tyson's neighborhood and his manhood.
I'll call you a hoe. No.
Inside the ring, Tyson handled the conversation.
Draw a warning from Luis Rivera, the referee. Tyson had against Tillis. And what a shot. That is an awesome shot.
That was just a jab.
Green spent 10 rounds desperately clinching, trying to survive the storm.
Slip punches.
Big right hand, talking to some of the people he fought.
Look at here.
Just laughing at him.
There was no knockout, just 10 rounds of punishment.
Another big left hook.
Here again.
Oh, what a left hand to end things.
2 years later, Green confronted Tyson at a clothing store in Harlem. One punch from Tyson sent Green to the hospital with a shut-eye and 5 stitches. It was the only rematch Green ever got. Next, Mike would face a man who didn't just talk, he hit back. Ruddock had the most dangerous smash punch in boxing. And he wasn't afraid to tell Tyson about it. This wasn't just a fight, it was a collision of the two hardest hitters of the era. The early rounds were pure violence.
Doesn't seem to care. A hard body punch by Tyson.
A little uppercut and then the right hand over. Oh, nice hook.
Here comes Razor Ruddock out of nowhere.
Late in the third, a heavy left hook sent Ruddock down.
He just doesn't quite get there.
There's a left by Ruddock. A left by Tyson, and down goes Ruddock.
From there, Tyson's pressure took over.
Oh, what a right hand! Withstanding this kind of barrage. Oh, what a right by Tyson!
Until a final 6-punch assault in the 7th forced the referee to stop the fight.
Oh, the left! Now the right combination! Steele steps in! Is it over? It's over! It's over!
This wasn't about Holmes' arrogance toward Tyson, but his arrogance toward a legend. Years earlier, Tyson watched his idol Muhammad Ali get humiliated by Holmes. A teenage Tyson told Ali over the phone, "I'll grow up and get him for you." In 1988, Larry Holmes thought he could school the young champion. Before the bell, Ali himself whispered to Tyson, "Get him for me." Tyson didn't just win, he destroyed.
That was a right hand, and down goes Holmes.
He dropped the former champ 3 times in the 4th round.
And down he goes again from another right.
Ending the fight with a knockout so violent, it remains the only time Holmes was ever stopped.
Huge right hand. That should be it. And down goes Holmes, and that's going to be it. It's over. That's all.
Mike Tyson didn't just win fights, he settled debts. He proved that in the ring, your reputation and your words disappear the moment a hook lands on your chin. If you enjoyed this look back at boxing history, hit the like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.